let's talk about how you can make a better first impression and as a result, generate more sales. Did you know it only takes 7 seconds for someone to form a first impression of you? Even more daunting, according to a study by Harvard, it takes meeting that same person 7 more times to change that first impression. So if you make a bad first impression, you're going to have to meet them 7 more times to dig yourself out of that hole. So it's crucial to make sure that every first impression is a good one. Now, something we tend to forget is we are meeting potential clients every day, even when we're not on the job. Trip to the grocery store, at the school, wherever we go, people are looking to buy and sell homes. We're out there telling our story, we're making a first impression. Just talked to an agent on the East Coast, Chris, and he said he was at the grocery store, met this lady asking where something is, gave her his card, and found out 2 years later she called him. And she said, "Would you be able to sell my house?" He just sold it. It was like a $400,000 house, all from at the grocery store, met the lady, made a very good first short impression, and got a listing. So we're on the job all the time, everywhere, wherever we go. So it's very important to make sure how people perceive you. Okay? This is something that can be kind of hard for some people. Well, I don't do anything wrong. We all have habits, and it's how we're perceived that's going to determine how people receive what we have to say. We can change habits, but first thing we have to do, we have to evaluate ourselves, where we're at. What is our first impression that people get from us? To determine this, here's what you can do. Find a trusted friend, one who isn't afraid to tell you the truth, maybe that has known you for a couple years, and ask that person what they first thought of you when they first met you. Did they like you right off the bat? Or did they have some reservations or misconceptions about you that they had to overcome before they really got to know you? Think back in recent interactions you've had with potential clients. Did they seem to be in a hurry to get out of there, to avoid making contact with you, eye contact? These are signs of something that you're doing that isn't making them comfortable. Now here's the thing. Some people we just won't jive with, and that's cool. But if you could reduce that dramatically by making some simple changes and evaluations, don't you think that would be valuable? So if you think you're not making the best first impressions, now is the time to stop, evaluate yourself, and then improve those first 7 seconds. The Harvard researchers found that 55% of the first impressions are based solely on visual cues. How you look, how you dress, how you stand, how you shake someone's hand. Well, you can't change everything about your physical appearance. You can make small changes to make a better impression. So here's some tips to improve how you physically are perceived by prospects. Smile more. Smiles are contagious and genuinely say that you're happy. Lean forward. Be engaged when you're talking to people. Be approachable. It shows people that you're really listening to what they have to say. Look people in the eye. When you talk to them, look them in the eye. Avoid shifting from side to side and around. There's many studies that say that destroys trust when you do that. Another thing you're going to want to do is mimic their body language. Not act like a robot and mirror everything. No. If they're laughing and they're relaxed, you'll want to do the same. If they're a little bit more rigid and serious and direct and to the point, you will want to do that. And each of those will have a little different body language. Another thing you're going to want to do is dress appropriately. What is your brand? It doesn't need to always be a 3-piece suit, but you don't show up in your pajamas and your slippers. You're neat, and you're clean, and you represent your brand by how you dress. Bring your book with you, listing appointments or events. Again, it's that first 7 seconds that's so important. What's a better way than having a book to to really concrete that in your prospect's mind that you're an expert, you have authority, and you're giving value. But above all of these, the two most important things that you have to have is honesty and integrity. Now, these are the most desired things for buyers and sellers in today's environment. And it comes across with how you act, how you communicate, what you deliver. It's always going to come to the surface. Now, according to a Princeton researcher, people decided on your trustworthiness in a tenth of a second. So by improving these small things, you can improve how people perceive you and trust you, thereby increasing your selling power and becoming more effective. Now, don't forget your virtual first impression. In today's world, your online appearance is just as important as your offline appearance. Because here's the thing. Once they get a book, a flyer, a letter, or they meet you for the first time, what do? They Google you. Whether it's a review, whether they're looking at your website, your content, they're going to look you up. So when you're online, you want to make sure that you don't just have sales messages out there where you're beating people up for a sale. You want to warm up your audience online. You want to offer value. You want to listen to needs, whether it's a forum where they can ask questions, whatever it is, you want to have all of those wrapped up online. So when they look you up online, they don't just see a sales pitch or, hey, I'm the best realtor. They see that you give value, that you listen to your audience, and that you're a valuable part of the community by what you give. And your books are a perfect way to do that. Really a great way to marry your sales pitch together with your message of value. So you can offer your books out on social media, online, really anywhere you go, you can offer these books out. So whether online, it's going to be maybe website, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn profile, or all your other profiles, they can all offer out your book as well. Now, your website and any other website you have information on, you want it to appear neat and clean. So they can navigate through it easily. They can reach out to you easily. They don't get confused because someone who's confused online on your website, they're going to click off and go to another one. They can do it in one click. So you want to make sure it's neat and clean and easy to navigate. Now, you can also offer your books out on your website and have a capture form, collect their contact information, and give them a book. So to summarize, first impressions are crucial to enjoying success as a real estate agent. If you rub people the wrong way, when you first meet them, you'll have to jump through a lot of hoops to get their business. You can seek feedback from past clients, members, your sphere of influence, friends. Ask about your first impression that you made with them. Your books are a great tool to make a positive first impression, both online and in person. So there you have it. Now it's time to take action. Sharpen up your skills on your first impression, get some feedback, and then go out there and make small changes that are going to do a couple things. Now, they're going to shorten your sales cycle, and they're going to broaden your sphere because you'll make an impact quicker, and you'll get people to call you, to reach out to you as the professional that you are.